Hello everyone, got 3 dirty jokes for you today. So Grandpa tells his grandson, all you kids do these days is play video games. When I was your age, he continued, my buddies and I went to Paris. We went to the Moulin Rouge and I made love to a dancer on stage. We didn't pay for our drinks all night, and when the bartender complained, we pissed on him. The grandson thinks his grandfather is right. He goes to Paris and to the Moulin Rouge with his friends. He comes back 3 days later with a broken arm and covered in bruises. The grandfather asks, what the hell happened to you? The grandson says, I did just like you did. I went to the Moulin Rouge with my friends. I tried to make love to a dancer on stage and piss on the bartender, but they beat the shit out of me and stole all the cash in my wallet. The grandfather asks, well, who the hell did you go with, boy? The grandson says, my friends from school. Who did you go with? The grandfather says, the 2nd SS Panzer Division. So Bob was excited about his new .338 rifle and decided to try bear hunting. He traveled up to Alaska, spotted a small brown bear and shot it. Soon after, there was a tap on his shoulder, and he turned around to see a big black bear. The black bear said, that was a very bad mistake. That bear is my cousin. I'm going to give you 2 choices. Either I maul you to death or we have sex. After considering briefly, Bob decided to accept the latter alternative. So the black bear had his way with Bob. Even though he felt sore for 2 weeks, Bob soon recovered and vowed revenge. He headed out on another trip to Alaska where he found the black bear and shot it dead. Right after, there was another tap on his shoulder. This time a huge grizzly bear stood right next to him. The grizzly said, that was a big mistake, Bob. That bear was my cousin and you've got 2 choices. Either I maul you to death or we have rough sex. Again, Bob thought it was better to cooperate with the grizzly bear than be mauled to death. So the grizzly had his way with Bob. Although he survived, it took several months before Bob fully recovered. Now Bob was completely outraged. So he headed back to Alaska and managed to track down the grizzly bear and shot it. He felt sweet revenge, but then moments later, there was a tap on his shoulder. He turned around to find a giant polar bear standing there. The polar bear looked at him and said, admit it, Bob, you don't come here just for the hunting, do you? So a lady had lost her husband almost 4 years ago. Her daughter was constantly calling her to get back into the dating world. Finally, she said she'd go out, but didn't know anyone. Her daughter immediately replied, Mom, I have someone for you to meet. Well, it was an immediate hit. They took to one another, and after dating for 6 weeks, he asked her to join him for a weekend in Spain. Their first night there, she undressed as he did. There she stood nude, except for a pair of black panties, he in his birthday suit. Looking her over, he asked, why the black panties? She replied, my breasts you can fondle, my body is yours to explore. But down there I am still mourning. He knew he was not going to get lucky that night. The following night was the same. She stood there wearing the black panties and he was in his birthday suit, but now he was wearing a black condom. She looked at him and asked, what's with the black condom? He replied, I want to offer my deepest condolences.